Welcome, everyone, to the Trust the Plan podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jim.
And Jim, this is the Feel Good edition.
It's always a favorite.
It's the fan favorite.
Yeah.
We're trying to explain to our new intern, Jacob, the
Sports Center connection.
Yeah, the importance of the Feel Good edition, right? And why we do it. Anyway, Jim, it's today is the 12th, but this will probably be out like on the 19th, which means the boat will be in the water.
Oh, man. You got it scheduled already?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 15th. So I'm projecting into the future with my investments and with the boat, and I can picture myself in a boat ride in 1 week with some sunshine, feeling good. Feel Good edition.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. All right, Jim, what are we talking about here? Matt the Money Guy. What's up with this guy?
Oh, yeah. He had a post that he put up about college savings and about saving early and how it's important, which we agree with, but a little bit of a discrepancy on the numbers that went into it.
Yeah, so I was just, scrolling through Facebook, wasting some time, and this post got served up to me, and I thought, oh, this is a nice looking graphic. Let's see what he thinks we need to do, because in my mind, I know that we need to save almost $600 a month from birth to age 21 to fully fund like the University of Michigan. Okay, so I see on this graphic, he says 4 years in state, you need to save $315 per month, and right away I'm like, there's no way that's true, because I've done this math a million times, and I've helped my clients put through like hundreds of children through school, right, successfully.
Yeah.
And I know that if they were only doing 315, it wouldn't work. So I thought, well, what am I missing here? So he has this 4-year in state for $109,000. Think, okay, yeah, that's about right. Michigan State's like $27,000, so that's about $109.
Yep.
University of Michigan's a little more. Okay. But even if we're using the 109, 315, you're going to fall short. Okay. So, and then I looked at the total cost of attendance for private schools, which says 227, and I know like private schools or out of state can be like 80,000.
Yeah.
Which 8 times 4 is 360. So, okay, well maybe he's looking at like Hillsdale or I don't know, some other private company, private college. But really what we always plan on are these 4-year in states. Okay. So he says 5% return from birth to 18. Okay, 5%, fine.
Right.
But then it's not birth to 18, it's birth to 21, because you still have to pay the $500 or $600 a month during the years that they're in school. Yeah. So I'm just looking at this and thinking that, sorry, it's garbage. It looks nice, but it's bad advice.
Yeah, it does look nice. And usually the mistake you usually see is somebody overestimating a rate of return, but he used a conservative number, which I like. You mentioned that 5% already. So.
Yep. So clearly you can see that there's no inflation.
Yeah, that was the first
thing. So that's what I
realized.
realized. It took me a minute because there's a lot going on here. You're just not putting any inflation in this data.
This 109 isn't going to be 109 when your baby turns 18.
Yeah, it's 109 right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be 218 in 18 years.
Yep, that stands out to me as well.
Yep. So I commented and I said the real number is 600, and then he says, this is a while back now. He replied and he was trying to show his math, and I said it's wrong. The math is the math. And then he got mad and he said that I was posing as a financial advisor, and I had meanwhile taken the graphic or taken his post and then reposted it on my Facebook page saying something like, this is a nice graphic, but the number's wrong. Please don't believe everything you read online. The number's 600. And then he replied on mine and said something like, how embarrassing this is for you. And I'm like, okay, well, I was getting worked up, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you're wrong. No, you're wrong, right? I'm like, but I know because I've done it.
Yeah.
Like for hundreds of children.
Right.
Right. So just thought it was kind of funny Like I got all worked up, my heart rate went to the moon, and my wife's like, "Don't let it bother you." I'm like, "I know, you're right. Yeah, I shouldn't." But anyway, this is kind of like our public service announcement that when you have a baby, you got to save $600 a month. And look, if we have good returns and inflation's not as high as we expect, then you'll have extra. You can roll it into a Roth IRA for the kid. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's nothing wrong with over contributing. But if you under contribute and you think that you're going to have enough, you're not.
There's nothing wrong with getting ahead either. Yeah. Like you said, you can always reevaluate. You know, there's nothing that we do that say you have to do this every year for the rest of your life. Plans change, right? They're fluid, and you got to, be ready for that. But there's a lot of good things that can happen if you are ahead of schedule.
And Jim, there was one other one. I was on Twitter, and someone said that their retirement plan was to retire early, like at 50 or something. And all their money was in their 401, and they were going to do 72T distributions. And I just said something like, good luck with that. Yeah. Because the reason why is that it's really hard to have a 72T program that actually works. And I've only done it once for a client, only one time in 25 years. Basically what 72T means is that you have to break apart your IRA and have money that comes out every month in systematic order. You can never change it, and it must continue until you reach age 59 and a half. So if anything changes in your life over these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, it's trouble, okay? And so I made a comment about, good luck with that, and then they are piling on me, like, I'm an advisor, why won't this work? Advisors should be able to figure this out. Yeah. And it's just because it's not a great situation. Okay, these guys are looking at it as they're out, but really, I would recommend having a brokerage account instead.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the other takeaway from all of this is, it's easy on Twitter or Instagram or whatever to make a pretty little post and to call yourself the money guy or whatever without any credential at all, right? And that's what we see happening, right? It's too easy for anybody just to pop up and become the expert because who knows, because of what they read. But all the time we get people reaching out to us, hey, I saw this on TikTok. What do you think of this? The life insurance thing comes up all the time. Should I do this life insurance thing instead of my 401k? And it's, it's just, you just got to really scrutinize what you see online.
So let's do a mailbag segment. If you find posts on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and you think that we need to pull it apart and reevaluate it, send it to us.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would love it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're looking for a second opinion, you want to talk to myself, Jim, Preston, reach out to us at peakwm.com.